Flashing red light means recording. Okay. So tonight, so far, we were able to get this rest of the transmission mount pretty much worked out on the Salty Frog. So kind of messing with the manual focus right now. So we start out right to the transmission. We've got a piece of 2" by 2" 1/4" wall angle iron. It's bolted solid to the transmission, then has a couple of slotted holes on the top side to allow any misalignment. And we've got 2 pieces of 1/2" thick neoprene rubber. I think it's like Durometer 50. Then up to a piece of 2" by 3" angle. That's 3/16 wall section. So we see that piece that's right there and up. So it's got that 4-bolt pattern drilled in it. Then we made a piece of 1/8" steel behind it, drilled that same bolt pattern in it, bolted all the way through, welded nuts on the back side of that 1/8", and then drilled the factory frame rail with holes big enough to accommodate those nuts to sink into it. Bolted it all together, clamped it up tight to the frame rail, welded it up all around to that 30-plus-year-old. This is an 84 Rampage, so 32-year-old layers of steel, which was never really very solid to begin with. But welded it all as solid as we could make it there. And then that piece of 1/8" plate then wraps around into the fender well. We'll see, maybe a little dark down there for us to see much. But Professor Hake is bringing the lighting around. So then the underside looks pretty good. I'm trying to work the focus. So then we took that piece of 1/8" and slotted it to try to more or less match the curve of the underside of the fender well there. Beat it around the corner and welded it to the underside, kind of right at the corner of that frame rail. So it's way, way, way more solid than any factory Dodge Rampage setup was ever done. And after I unbolt the transmission, I didn't want to do any more welding on it right there, up close to where that rubber mount is. Didn't need to melt that rubber mount. But, so I think we'll probably run it just like this, maybe fog some paint on it before we go to Ohio. And then after the Ohio mile, we get home and start working on it for the 2-liter engine that's going in before we go to Bonneville. Then we'll clean all this up, weld it all real solid, get some POR type protective paint on it, because anything that's unprotected at Bonneville just instantly turns to rust. So that's about all we got going on right now. I'm gonna back up, and I think we can now remove the jack, and we can remove the strap that was holding it, and we're kind of back to the engine being supported by all of the mounts that we intend to use to support it while we're running.